Hey YouTube, here's a video on some Survival Hunter Disc Priest 2's arena in an 1800 to 2k MMR from the last 2 weeks. This is mostly used as a FOD review to see what I did well and things that I can improve upon. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. So this first clip is just for fun to show what happens if we get an opener and they don't trinket or press defensives, they can just drop really quickly. So against this Arms Warrior Fist Weaver, I try to get the trap in camo before I open. The warrior opens up straight on my priest, I get the trap on the healer, he pops and I pop at the same time. My priest is following up with a fear after my trap, good job by him. And warrior's about to die here, he fears me defensively, which is good play by him. Fist Weaver cocoons warrior, so at this point we're just kind of waiting for the cocoon to be over before setting up our next go. Fist Weaver pushes in and this is where we start our next go. I intim stun the Fist Weaver into a Chimerial Sting, it looks like. I think I was scared that the warrior was trying to eat it. And I try to go for a trap now but somehow missed, but we got the kill anyway. So here I try to get a trap while in camo as usual, but the pally jumps on his steed, so I opt to not go for the trap. Instead I throw around tar trap, which he freed him straight away to get out of. I intim the healer here and then I get stunned, which I trinket. The lock is popping everything, including his tyrant. But my priest fears everything, so I could play by him again. I should have played closer to the center of the map here instead of pushing in, that way I could line the tyrant's damage, but instead my priest had to grip me in and now I ward and have to play defensive for a second. I then go for a trap right here, get it, but he pally trinkets instantly. So I go back behind pillar, but the pally pushes in while the lock was out, so we're just hitting him in the meantime. Runs back out. So now we're just kind of waiting for our cooldowns to come back up to go for our next go. Now that we've got Pally's trinket, he's popped his wings as well. My priest feeds him, so I swap to the lock and we get sack in a second here as well, so we kind of just have to wait until that's over before our next go. I shouldn't have chased the lock since he's kiting me pretty good, and I should have just stuck to hitting the pally. And then my priest gets stunned and they're doing their go again. I stun their healer and then he coils me, so I couldn't get the trap afterwards. Pally gets a steed to run away from me and my priest gets feed again, so I'm hiding behind a pillar. I think I fat fingered here and sacked my priest accidentally. That's okay, we go in anyway. I go for a trap on the pally here. The lock instantly wars, which is good play by him. He then ports behind the pillar to kite me. Then he comes back out, which he shouldn't have done, even though the pally was MC, because I have a lot of damage. And we just drop him here. Pally bubbles too late, even though it's not his fault. So here we're facing Destro like H-Pal. I go in for a camo trap and then start prepping my damage. My priest pops Dark Arc and runs in for fear, and then I pop in my coordinated assault and start pumping him. And then the pally gets mind controlled out of the fear. And then here they're doing their go with my priest feed and hodge on me. I sack myself with PS on me. The go is pretty much over. He gets so greedy. I got him down to 800 HP, which is pretty unfortunate. He sacks the lock late, and it's their go. I'm taking damage for no reason. It was all from the nether portal. Gets me down to 2%. IBM, freak out. My priest gets a fear on the pally here, and I Chimera Sting at the same time. Followed up by a trap on the pally, and then lock ports. I harpoon him. The pally trinkets my trap. I intim stun the lock here, which he trinkets. So now we're just gonna run since we got the double trinket. Kind of just chill until our next go is ready. My priest MCs the lock, and then the pally runs in, kicks him. Trap is coming back off, so I go back in and start prepping my damage and try to trap the pally. But as that happens, I get coiled along with my priest. I should have trinketed this hodge, but I didn't. I did sack myself and my priest swapped me. I press war out of it. This is kind of scary. I turtle and run away to try and not throw the game. The pally pushes in aggressively with my priest doming, so we're just kind of hitting the pally, avoiding damage from the lock for the time being until we can recover. Lock pushes in, double stuns us, and then my priest fears the pally. I should have hit the lock, but I was a little bit scared, so I ran with him and kind of just tried to recover a little bit longer. Then I run in with a play with Chimera Sting on the lock and try to trap the pally. Lock tries to eat it, but I get the trap anyway. And then now we're just trying to pump it. The pally bubbles my trap and sacks the lock. I get hodged here. I trinket it into instant fear. I did pop my coordinate assault and just try to pump and get the kill. So at this point, we just got to go super aggressive, which is happening on both sides. The lock gets bopped, and then kind of just waiting for the bob to be over before I can start hitting the lock again. I run in, trap is ready, and then I'm just doing damage, waiting for a good time to throw the trap down. I get the trap here with no trinkets up, and this is where we can get the kill. So we're facing Arms Warrior and this priest in this match. My priest pushes in aggressively and the warrior goes him. My priest gets the double fear and I start prepping my damage. I pop Aspect of the Eagle to set the range, and my priest uses Dark Arc PI, so I use Coordinate Assault into a stun trap onto the priest. Warrior then answers with his war, and then I continue going in to pump the warrior. And because he drops so low, he has to triple fear us. We've been having the momentum this whole game and we want to keep that up, so I Chimera Sting the priest, which silences him, and then my priest MCs him and drops the warrior to about 16%. He has to trinket that MC to a swap. I should have just trapped the priest here and continue going on the warrior, but then I get feared, and then I harpoon and made an obvious trap, which he deaths, and they kind of turn the game around here. My priest has to pop dome as they're pumping, and then the warrior gets PS and continues to suck my priest. My priest takes him out of line of sight of his healer. I think he then realizes and pulls back, and now he's targeting my pet, trying to cheese it. The priest deathed me before I got the stun trap, so I don't know what's going on there. Get the stun into a fear and then into a trap, and then we just proceed to kill the warrior here. Alright, in this match we're facing a Demo Lock and a Disc Priest. As always, I try to trap in camo, which I do here, and then I start on the lock. My priest pops Dark Arc and PI. I trinket offensively to keep up the pressure, kill off the Fell Obelisk. He successfully summons the Tyrant using Unending Resolve, which makes his cast uninterruptible, but it also means that he doesn't have a war now. He plays super aggressive and ports back in, so we get to hit him for free. His priest pops PI on him. And he also just used Rapture too, so that's another cooldown down for their team. My priest grips me to the other side, and the lock continues playing super aggressively. This is where I try to push in and do a go with a stun trap on priest, but the lock stuns me on my intim stun. Then get a harpoon and fake out the trap, but I got the pet instead. In hindsight, I should have just thrown a tar trap to continue locking down the priest in place. That way he can't just run and walk out of my trap when I throw it. They're doing a big scary go here. I just had to pop sack, BM, and my priest using PS on me. And I went on a priest a little bit just to lock down the team, as dampening is kind of reaching high at 40% now. I switched back to the lock with a Camille sting on the priest and then into a harpoon trap, but the lock was going on my priest, so unfortunately I'm a little bit too far away from him, and he starts cutting back to his healer, and I continue to do damage. I DR scatter shot priest here like an idiot. Not sure what I was thinking. I think I was just trying to stop any heals from coming into the lock. And it's a do or die moment here now. Both the healers are stunned and both DPS pressing their buttons. I land a triple DR trap down, and down goes the lock. So for this next one, I won't be commentating, just for a different type of format. But anyways, if you've been enjoying this video, please like it and leave a comment down below on what you think of Season 1 and Survival Hunters in general, or my gameplay. If you want to see more content like this, then please do consider subscribing to this channel. It will really help me out here, and I'll be looking to have more videos for Season 2. But until then, peace.